SICARII.
We are the children of the one Yahweh.
The chosen.
Ye are the chosen of the one Yahweh. And he has given his love to us. Now everything belongs to us.
First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. So all praises to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorant calls Jesus Christ. We are the second SICARII out here in Phoenix. Alright, my name is Masha.
Brother Soldier Yatazar.
So we had a sister that asked the legality of marriage, right? And about going to the courts regarding marriage or whatever. So we're going to get into it real quick because that is a heresy that's taught among our people, that you have to go to Esau court to be married. That's just not the case, and we're going to prove it right now. Okay, let me get Tobit 7 and 12.
Book of Tobit, chapter 7, verse 12. And Raguel said, Then take her from henceforth according to the manner, for thou art her cousin, and she is thine, and the merciful God give you good success in all things. Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand.
So she comes up to her father, he grabs her by the hand, takes her by the hand, and gives her to another man. Go ahead.
Right. And gave her to be a wife to Tobias, saying, Behold,
right,
take her after the law of Moses.
Do what?
Take her after the law of Moses.
So take her after the law of Moses. Okay. So go ahead, finish that up. Do the 14 for me, Baba Kasha.
And leave her, and lead her away to thy father.
And lead her away to thy father. And this is what's finna pop up, where people think, oh, you gotta have it written down. And this is why we went there. Go ahead.
And he blessed them, and called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it.
Right. So he had his wife write down for their personal records. Not that has nothing to do with the marriage or the consummation of the marriage, but simply for their own family records, they wrote it down. Right. And listen, there's nothing that said that's in the scriptures that says you have to do that. There's nothing in the scripture that says anything wrong with doing that. But the heresy is that, right, you have to go through the court system, or you have to have it on paper or something for it to be a legal marriage in the Most High's eyes. And that's ridiculous, and we're about to prove it right now. You got Exodus 22 for me. Oh, sure.
Exodus 22. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid.
So if a man entice a maid, right, you done got this girl on her feelings, right? You know, basically made her feel like she belonged to you. Go ahead.
Right. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, and lie with her,
and if he lie with her, go ahead,
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Meaning that's not your wife now. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to take responsibility of your actions. You have made this woman, you have humbled her and made her your wife. Okay? Let me go ahead and get Genesis. We can do actually, you know what, let's get that in the NLT first. Genesis 38 and 2. Okay, let's do that.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 2 in the NLT. There he saw a Canaanite woman, the daughter of Shua, and he married. You want me to go up and get context, or you just want to just read this?
No, that's fine.
All right, it's like it. Genesis 38 and 2 in the NLT. There he saw a Canaanite woman.
So Judah seeing the Canaanite woman. Go ahead.
Right. The daughter of Shua, and he married her when he slept with her.
And he married her when he slept with her, because sex is marriage. Sex consummates the marriage. You understand? So when you're a man or a woman, whatever, right, and you choose to lay down with someone, you're saying that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with this person, right? You know, today in today's society, we think that sex is just this frivolous thing where we just have sex with people, no attachment, we go about our business, whatever. You feel good for a second, she feel good for a second, whatever the case may be. That's just not the case, right? Comes with great responsibility when you lay down with a woman or a man, right? And you as a woman shouldn't want to give up the most precious thing you have, which is your body, and jeopardizing your health, right? You're giving that to a man and then not submitting is nonsense, but that's a whole nother topic. We're going to stay on topic, right? So let me get Genesis 38 and 8 in the KJV Bible show.
Is that 38 and 8?
God.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 8.
No.
And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife.
Right, so Judah said unto his second oldest son, Onan, just so you understand the context, or his oldest son, the Most High put him to death for being wicked. So Judah was supposed to give seed unto his brother, Onan, Judah's second son, was supposed to give seed unto his brother, right? And spilt the seed on the ground, and he was put to death, right? For disobedience, not because he spilt the seed. That's another heresy, but again, we're addressing sex consummates marriage, right? And there's no paperwork needed. Okay, so Salaki, can you read that last part one more time, Baba Kashaw?
Go in unto thy brother's wife.
So go in unto that brother's wife, meaning go inside her and have sex with her. Go ahead.
And marry her.
And marry her, right? Because that's what, there's no ceremony talked about right here, right? There's none of that. It's just simply, hit that and then you're good, right? Let me get,
This one. And this one.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
And raise up seed to thy brother.
And raise up seed to thy brother.
And Onan knew that the seed should not be his, but it came to pass when he went into his brother's wife, he spilled the seed. That is basically saying what you were saying about
God.
I got a precept on that.
Okay.
It's Deuteronomy 25.
Yeah.
Are you going to get into this? Deuteronomy 25?
We can touch on it real quick.
25 and 5. If brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of husband's brother unto her.
God. So if the brother dies, like if the older brother dies, or that brother dies in general, right? And you die without a son or a daughter or whatever, a child, then in that instance, your brother will give seed unto you, and it will come for your seed, right? Let's go ahead and tackle Genesis 24 about the show. Let's start at verse 63.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 63. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide.
Right, so Isaac is He's just got done traveling. He goes out to meditate. Go ahead.
And he lifted up his eyes and saw,
Mhm.
and behold, the camels were coming.
Mhm.
And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel.
Right. So, Rebecca, when she lifted her eyes, she got off the camel. Go ahead.
For she had said unto the servant,
Mhm.
What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us?
Right. So she see Isaac. She like, man, this nigga handsome, right? Go ahead.
And the servant had said, It is my master.
Mhm.
Therefore she took a veil and covered herself.
Right. So she took a veil, covered herself, so she can go ahead and approach him. Go ahead.
And the servant told Isaac all the things that had come. That he had done.
Mhm.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent.
So, Isaac's mother just passed. He brings her into his mother's tent, her house. Go ahead.
And took Rebekah.
Meaning he has sex with her. Mind you, they just met. Go ahead.
And she became his wife.
And she became his wife. So all y'all out there having one night stands,
Right.
hey, just think about it. Like, you literally marrying people that you don't have no idea, nothing about. You know what I'm saying? From half of y'all don't even be remembering their names the next morning. You know what I'm saying? And is that it on that?
There's a little bit more.
Okay, go ahead.
And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
God, so he loved her, got him a wife, man. He was comforted after his mother passing, man. Let's go to Genesis 24, or Slakia 29:13. And we just got a few more verses after this.
The book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 13.
And we're going to start here because I really want you to understand the context of what happened. You know what I'm saying? And how much sex is marriage, right? Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him, and embraced him, and kissed him, and brought him to his house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, Surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And
So, so, you know, Laban, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you family. Go ahead.
And he abode with him the space of a month.
Mm-hmm.
And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be?
Yeah, so you gonna serve me for nothing? I mean, what's up? Like, what you want me to pay you? Right? Go ahead.
And Laban had 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel.
Right, so you got 2 daughters, one Rachel, one Leah. Go ahead.
Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored.
Yeah, Rachel was banging, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to call them these days, yantastic, you feel me? Rachel was yantastic. But Leah was beautiful in her own right, you feel me? But go ahead.
And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter.
God.
And Laban said, It is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man.
Right.
Abide with me.
God. So he like, look, you a good man. I know you found. You know what I'm saying? It's better that I should give my daughter to you than to give her to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? There's actually a verse that says, marry your daughters, for that's the duty of a father, or something like that. I forgot where that verse is. I'm not good with bringing them off the top of the head. I think that's in Ecclesiasticus or something like that. Yeah, basically, they came to an agreement that he was gonna work 7 years for Rachel, right? That was the agreement. Nothing on paper, right? But that's the agreement. And Um,
We keep going, just keep going.
yeah, we can keep going. It's fine. And so, yeah, let's go ahead.
This is verse 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days.
Yeah, he listen. He was into Rachel so hard. It seemed but a few days. Like the time flew by. You know what I'm saying, for this brother, because he was that hard, or that into Rachel, like that hard on her. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother he loved her. Right. Go ahead.
For the love he had to her.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob said unto Laban,
Mm-hmm.
Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her.
Right. So he said, give me my wife. You know what I'm saying? He done worked 7 years for this woman, right? This is his wage. This is the agreement they came to. So give me my wife. Go ahead.
Done. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast.
Right. So they had this big old feast, right? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have wedding ceremonies and all of that. Go ahead.
Right.
That's optional.
Right.
You don't have to.
And it came to pass in the evening
Mm-hmm.
that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him, and he went in unto her.
Yeah, so he didn't even know that Leah was in the tent. You know what I'm saying? He thinking Laban kept his word from Rachel. He ain't know, you know what I'm saying? But he done went up into her now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for an handmaid.
Right, so you got Zilpah's the handmaid, which is became one of Jacob's wives. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah, and he said to Laban, What is this thou hast done unto me?
Right, he get up in the morning, he like, man, what's poppin'? I mean, we done came to an agreement. What did you do to me, bro?
Right.
Because now I already had sex with her. She my wife.
Exactly.
I can't even take this back. This ain't what I work for, though.
Exactly.
This ain't what we had an agreement on. You feel me? So that's the cold part, right? So sex is marriage so much. He didn't even know who he was sleeping with, and was stuck with her at that point. You feel me? Go ahead.
God, what is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me?
Yeah, well, you lied to me. Like, come on, bro. You knew what the agreement was. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn.
Right. So their traditions was they got to marry the oldest daughter before they marry the younger daughters. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, it's just gonna go.
And he went on ahead because he loved Rachel so much he couldn't live without her. He worked another 7 years, right? But he never worked a day for Leah, but he was still married to Leah. You get what I'm saying? So that's how much sex is marriage. If you lay down with somebody unknowingly, and that's the agreement you had, or not, you know what I'm saying? If you go inside of a woman, that is your wife. There is no getting around that. And it has nothing to do with paperwork or anything else of that nature. Right? Let me get Deuteronomy 24:1 real quick. And then we're gonna close out with Jeremiah.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
When a man hath taken a wife and married her,
So when a man had taken a wife and married her, go ahead.
and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes,
He not feeling her because more than likely he was sold a bill of goods that maybe wasn't correct. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she was counted as a virgin and was not. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
because and it came to pass that And it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he had found some uncleanness in her.
Right.
Then let him write her a bill of divorcement.
And this is, and the only time, and people gotta understand, like, the only time paperwork is involved is when you're giving a bill of divorce, right? And the reason you're giving a bill of divorce is so, like, back in the Commonwealth, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody, no families and stuff like that. You done seen this man walking around with this woman, or you know this man belonged to this woman for so long, and now all of a sudden she walking around, she claiming to be divorced, right? She got to be able to provide that proof that she's no longer belonging to that man that everybody knows her for. You know what I'm saying? Even like Israelites today on Facebook, you got sisters that are well known for being with certain brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like they married to men in the truth, maybe do the work, whatever the case may be. Maybe not even that. They just, you know what I'm saying, known in the community as a couple, right? So if that woman all of a sudden changed her status on Facebook from married to single, right, she needs to be able to provide proof that her and that man put her away, right? He gave her a bill of divorce. That's the only time paperwork really, when we're talking about marriage, is needed, right? And that's just for proof that that woman's no longer with that man. Okay? Go ahead, give me Jeremiah 31 and finish this up.
Jeremiah 31 and 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
So the scriptures say that the Most High is going to make a covenant with the house of Israel, with the house of Judah. Go ahead.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt,
right?
Which my covenant they break.
Okay? So this wasn't done in writing. This wasn't a covenant in writing, right? Go ahead.
Although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord.
God. So even our marriage with the Most High God and our covenant with the Most High God and Yahweh Shai, that's not something that's written down, but we're still married unto them, right? Us as a nation is a woman unto the Most High, right? So again, there's no paperwork needed. Hope this video was edifying, and Tawada for hanging in there with us through this. And with that, say Shalom. Shalom.